At this point, it should be more than apparent that relevance is a major concern, and in the overconnected world that we live in these days, relevance is even more important than ever because while there is so much that we could pay attention to, it's not possible to pay attention to all of it. It would simply be overwhelming. Previously, comments about how complex and apparently complicated everything is because so many things are connected to so many other things, all of the interrelationships. The question really boils down to what aspects of the relationships are really relevant to the situation that one is trying to deal with. And there is, out of all of those relationships, there is some number of them that, that we have some amount of influence over. Control is actually an illusion, though there are a number of things that it's possible to influence. And it's good to understand what it is that we can influence because if we expend our energies on our area of concern, those things that we seem to care about, though, have no influence over, we're essentially just wasting energy. We're throwing it away because we can't influence those elements that are outside of our area of influence. Now, the spheres of influence and concern are something that Covey talked about in the Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. And he commented that experience has shown that if one continues to focus their efforts within their area of influence, it tends to expand over time. And while one expends their energy in the area of concern, trying to change things that they really don't have any influence over, their area of influence seems to shrink over time. So once one identifies a situation that one actually wants to engage with, it's absolutely essential that it's inside of one's area of influence. Otherwise, nothing is going to come of the efforts anyway, and it's going to end up shrinking one's area of influence. So one should be sensible and choose wisely those things that they engage with. Now, while an individual has probably a relatively small area of influence, to enlarge the area that one can have an impact on, we collaborate with others so that they have an influence in an arena that's beyond our own area of influence, so that collectively we can have a greater influence, greater than a single individual involved. So while you may identify something of interest that you really want to engage with, and only some of the influences are within your area of influence, some of the relationships, you would then need to identify individuals that you could collaborate with or partner with so that you could collectively address a common interest. And amongst your collective efforts, you can then go ahead and actually have an impact on a situation that's broader than the area of influence of any single participant. So hopefully this segment has pointed out the fact that relevance is of paramount concern. Be sure that you understand what things that you actually have an influence over, or what things you and a number of collaborators can have influence over. And don't focus or expend or actually waste your energy on an area of concern that's outside of your area of influence, because you're not going to have an impact, and will simply get frustrated in your attempts. So hope you found this meaningful, and I'll see you in the next segment. Bye.